The Style Queen. A major reason people clung to the late Princess Diana was her style. She had many iconic outfits that set her apart from other royals and inevitably built a publicity that many look up to and idolize her for. So much so that now anyone who even wears something close to what she has worn is considered to be copying her look and is frowned upon. This was the case for Camilla after wearing outfits that were close to the appearance of ones Diana wore before her, and the media wasn't a major fan. A specific outfit to which Camilla received major backlash for was Diana's revenge dress. Articles started popping up everywhere saying Camilla is trying to be like Diana. Camilla shockingly wore the same revenge dress, and so on. And when I say so on, I mean like 100 more different articles. So honestly though, if she copied the dress or it was a coincidence, it's more of a compliment to show Diana had style. Diana was a devoted mother. Diana broke many royal traditions in assurance to raise her kids thoroughly. Not only was she one of the first royal moms to breastfeed her babies, she would also welcome a young William and Harry into her bed for morning cuddles, previously unheard of in the royal circles. She shunned traditions which said royal kids should stay at home with their nannies when their parents went off on tour, famously taking along 9-month-old William on his first official trip to Australia. "I want my sons to have an understanding of people's emotions, their insecurities, people's distress, and their hopes and dreams," Diana said. Camilla then stepped in as a stepmother, and since people idolized Diana as a parent, Camilla already had an uphill battle to be a good stepmother. The articles headlined, "Camilla ruining a perfect family," and Camilla being a homewrecker broke out and turned people against Camilla. Camilla dragged around this weight of Diana's love from the public, and people labeled her before she had a chance to prove good. The affair. Of course, a major reason people liked Diana over Camilla was because of the affair that inevitably led to divorce. The affair between Camilla and Charles led to a majority of people despising Camilla for, in quotation marks, homewrecking the marriage between Charles and Diana. According to sources, Charles and Camilla began having an affair in 1986. Later in 1995, during an interview with BBC, Diana spoke about Camilla's relationship with Charles, saying, "There were 3 of us in the marriage, so it was a bit crowded." Of course, when an affair like this goes public, people will side with the one who's cheated on over than the one who cheated. And in this case, people were outraged by the fact that Diana was cheated on. Now, I despise cheating, but I believe Camilla and Charles were ruled not to get married by the royal family, to which, if that wasn't the case, maybe all this drama wouldn't have led to people disliking Camilla, the people princess. She was also well known for her charitable work. After her divorce from now King Charles, Diana focused on a small number of charities with more energy. Most famous was her landmine walk in Angola in January 1997. Speaking after her passing, British Prime Minister Tony Blair had a statement. "We know how difficult things were for her from time to time," he said. "I'm sure we can only guess that, but people everywhere, not just here in Britain, kept faith with Princess Diana. They liked her, they loved her. They regarded her as one of the people. She was the people's princess, and that is how she will stay. That's how she will remain in all of our hearts and memories forever." This again gave Camilla big shoes to fill when Diana passed, causing people to compare the two and treat Camilla with disrespect because she wasn't Diana. Is this fair treatment? At the end of the day, the people are right. Camilla is not Diana, just as much as I'm not you. But does that make one better than the other, or just highlight the fact that everyone's different? Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. The royals. The royals had negative views on Camilla, but were very welcoming to Diana. According to Bedell Smith, right from the start, Charles adored the then Camilla Shawn, who's close in age to Charles. Diana was 13 years younger, and had always treated him as an equal rather than as someone to idolize. However, the royal family wasn't interested in having Camilla as its princess. For one thing, she was perceived as an experienced woman, which was a non-starter for the royal family back then. In terms of suitable spouse for Princess Charles, for another, she wasn't perceived as aristocratic enough to be a princess. On the other hand, Diana was adored by the royal family. The Queen thought Diana was quite suitable for Charles. She was very much so a hit with the royal family. They really warmed to her. Chernock says, "Diana worked very hard to model what she thought being a princess would entail, and she did it very successfully." Of course, these opinions spilled into the minds of everyone else, and again, it didn't help with Camilla's uphill battle. Diana's public statement on the affair. Diana, of course, had the love of many, meaning her thoughts and words could move mountains. This means her statement on Camilla and Charles had a major impact. Though the words said were not hurtful nor digested the incident in depth with everyone knowing what happened, the short words on the topic were strong. She stated, "Well, there was 3 of us in the marriage, so it was a bit crowded." This highlighted the fact that Camilla had a major impact on the divorce and brought the argument up of why Camilla couldn't leave the couple to figure out their marriage without a third party. Now, another good variable to add to Camilla's defense is, was Charles allowing Camilla to give them the space? What do you think? The Crown. The Netflix series The Crown has brought back stories and pain that Diana dealt with, and have been bringing a new backlash to Camilla, to which every photo on the monarch's Instagram is flooded with comments saying Diana forever, and every other form of comment that is implying Diana will not be forgotten. The Crown has depicted Camilla as the other woman in the love triangle and has not helped her image, even though she in many ways has proved to not be whom she is labeled as. Diana's passing. During the anger and finger pointing amid the national grieving over Diana's death, commentators were in almost universal agreement there was no chance Charles could marry Camilla, even if she had been the love of his life. In a television poll at the time, 2/3 said Charles should not be allowed to become king if he married Camilla. He had been having an affair with her since the mid-1980s. Camilla should leave this country, said one mourner after Diana's passing, as she laid flowers outside the princess's house. Another mourner said, "Without the mistress, none of this would have happened." People of the public seem to have pointed their finger right at Camilla after the passing and labeled her the mistress who caused this. I don't believe that title was fair at all, but it was an unfortunate reaction to the event. Most photographed royal. That's correct, at the time Diana was a paparazzi's dream and everyone who had a camera pointed it at her. She had the style and the look, everything that the camera loved. Which wasn't the same case for Camilla. Although they are both beautiful, Camilla wasn't known for being as flashy and photogenic, which made it difficult to win over the public without being a fashion icon. Camilla preferred the country over the city and a much less glamorous wardrobe. Cracking the media wasn't as easy for Camilla. Bandwagon. This disregard for Camilla spiraled into a bandwagon, and the love of Diana was so strong that on the opposing side, the dislike for Camilla became so much stronger, and people followed suit. But Camilla has came a long way, and often reports are made that she is actually a really good people's person, how kind and friendly she is in person, showing that as much as the love triangle wasn't managed properly, that shouldn't be a takeaway from Camilla as a royal and as a person. At the end of the day, she's human, and if she loved Charles, she's gonna follow her heart. Unfortunately, the tidal wave of scandals came from this because it was so public. Prince Harry. If you ever wondered how Prince Harry feels about his stepmom Camilla, apparently it's somewhat complicated. Royal expert Ingrid Seward recently revealed that Harry doesn't have great respect for Camilla and has pretty much no interest in starting a close relationship with her at all. I mean, did we really think that Prince Harry would like his father's mistress? Prince William in an interview was asked about this matter and stated, "My father loves this woman, I can't fight it, so I won't." Harry, on the other hand, can't stand Camilla. He doesn't want Camilla to be queen, he's very angry that it's happening, and he's not made peace with it and probably never will. Glad Prince William is handling the whole thing well. Maybe Prince Harry will eventually follow suit. The Queen herself. She may have been a bit intoxicated at the time, but she did make a statement about Camilla. According to author Tom Bower in his 2018 biography about Charles, the Queen went on to say that she was a wicked woman. And after drinking a few martinis, she told Charles she would not condone his adultery, nor forgive Camilla for not leaving Charles alone to allow his marriage to recover. Do you think the late Queen made a good point about the marriage? Let us know in the comments. This was secondhand source and the actual statement could have been twisted, but it sounds like the conversation was maybe leaning towards the Queen not being too fond of Charles' love interest. Princess Diana. Do I even have to give much detail? Diana dubbed Camilla the Rottweiler and blamed her for the breakup. As her relationship with Charles collapsed, she remarked in a 1995 TV interview, "There was 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded." Sadly, the two were actually friends for a period of time before Diana found out about her relationship with Prince Charles. She had every right to hate Camilla, and she was presumably heartbroken. At one point, Diana even confronted Camilla at a party after finding her and Charles alone together. She walked into the room, saw the two, and said, "Please don't treat me like an idiot. I know what's going on." This was before the divorce, but definitely one of the final straws, and a major reason Diana and Camilla weren't besties. Kate Middleton and Camilla have engaged in a secret power struggle after King Charles III took the throne. According to sources, there's a rift going on amongst the royals with Camilla's new appointment. This power war has been vocalized by Kate Middleton. She has stated, "Ever since the Queen died, Camilla has been throwing her weight around, showing everyone who's boss." Kate is apparently becoming increasingly irritated by Camilla. She thinks Camilla doesn't take her royal duty seriously and that she doesn't deserve the role, and that things have been awkward. Kate has been upset with Camilla's new demeanor since gaining her new title and has said she has a superior attitude where everyone has to bow down to her. I'm sure more goes on behind closed doors, but who really knows? Prince Philip. It's been widely reported that late Prince Philip never quite agreed with how Charles handled this affair with Camilla, while still being married to Princess Diana, where according to royal expert Giles Brandith, Philip disapproved of the affair. Ingrid Seward, also a royal expert and biographer, echoed that statement in her book Prince Philip Revealed. Philip wrote to Diana that Charles was silly to risk everything with Camilla. Ingrid writes in the book, he also wrote in the same note, "We never dreamed he might feel like leaving you for her. I cannot imagine anyone in the right mind leaving you for Camilla. Such a prospect never entered our heads." Do we agree with the words he wrote? Let us know. Prince William, although saying he's accepted that his father loves her, it doesn't mean he will. The Prince of Wales was very direct when it came to his children's relationship with Camilla. William has made it clear that Camilla is the wife of his father, but not a step-grandmother to his children, adding that William and Kate Middleton's 3 children know they have 2 grandfathers but only 1 grandmother. I feel bad for Prince William and Prince Harry. After dealing with a divorce due to an affair, then the death of their mother, for their father to marry the same woman he had an affair with. That's a lot to overcome. So for them to be handling it the way they do, I respect them for that. Social media. Social media has been blowing up about Camilla, and their hate has forced the royal social media accounts to turn off comments. "Camilla, the world hates you. Princess Diana forever." One Instagram user commented on a photo of Camilla. It seems like a majority are to this day Team Diana. After the Netflix show titled The Crown, one comment stated, "The Netflix TV show is just that, a TV show. Charles and Diana had an arranged marriage and 3 people plus children suffered because of that arranged marriage." Now I may add, TV shows aren't exactly a perfect representation of history, as the main focus is to entertain people, but maybe seeing Camilla's actor portray her, people got a bit of a taste of what has been going on this whole time. The public's eye. Royal experts state that the hate for Camilla will always linger. Stated by royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliam, issues such as reading, issues such as abuse, she's done well in quite a quiet way. She's persisting, beginning with osteoporosis. There's no question that she is very valuable and makes a very valuable contribution. Camilla will always be disliked by a section of the public because the memory of Princess Diana won't ever completely go away. He said, "Here's the problem. Anything to do with Diana, which is constantly in the news, brings back past memories. The past decades and this bringing back Diana will mean obviously that there will always be a section of society that are far from happy with Camilla. That's the way of the world. Will people start forgiving Camilla for just being in love? Approval of being queen. Camilla started out rocky but is slowly proving herself. She has been claimed to be a lot nicer in person than she's deceived through news outlets. She does immense charity work, but the public won't forgive her for Diana. Her approval rates being queen have been low. Unfortunately, this is a reality for Camilla, but she is gaining love from fans due to her kind personality. Hated but loved. The most difficult part of all of these people on the list is they have a grudge due to past incidents, but have all gone on record saying she's a lovely lady. Unfortunately, they just have a sour taste in their mouth. Let me ask the viewers a question. Is it fair for the world to hate her for the Diana incident and completely ignore that she does do good things? Diana was loved by many, myself included, but I personally think that we should share the blame on either side. King Charles and Camilla, there are 2 sides to this affair.
She's a real royal. Unlike Camilla, Diana is a real-born royal. Meanwhile, Camilla isn't. Parker Bowles' great mother was Alice Keppel, who had a storied connection to Prince Charles's kingly ancestor. Keppel and Edward VII were secret lovers, and Parker Bowles loved to brag to her classmates at Queensgate School that her family was, quote, practically royal, not actual royalty, because of the notorious association. She was even given the title Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cornwall, as a wedding gift from the Queen, when most real royals inherit it. She had better style than Camilla. Princess Diana sported many iconic looks throughout her years as a royal, ranging from boxy blazers to polka dot dresses and her exquisite evening gowns. She also rocked cycling shorts with sweatshirts and white trainers long before athleisure was really a thing. Two of her classic looks were revived by cult US brand Rowing Blazers, a tweed blazer paired with cycling shorts and the famous black sheep red sweater she wore to a polo game in 1981. The People's Princess was adored for her authenticity and for putting humanity before royal status or fame. She supported over 100 causes and was praised for raising awareness for issues such as HIV or AIDS, landmines, and leprosy. In 1987, she was famously seen shaking an AIDS patient hand without wearing gloves, sending the message to the terrified world that the disease could not be transmitted by touch. Shortly before she passed, she was pictured walking in an active minefield in Angola and visiting a young girl with an amputated leg. The images helped turn the world's attention on Angola's crisis. She was a devoted mother. Diana was a devoted mother who broke several royal traditions when it came to raising her sons. Not only was she one of the first royal moms to breastfeed her babies, she would also welcome a young William and Harry into her bed for morning cuddles, previously unheard of in royal circles. She shunned tradition which said royal kids should stay at home with nannies when their parents went off on tour, famously taking along 9-month-old William on her first official trip to Australia. Meanwhile, Camilla isn't a mother. She passionately fought for the ban of landmines. Just a few months before she passed in a car crash, she advocated for the ban of landmines. What's heartening is that her younger son, Prince Harry, has taken on the mantle by continuing his mother's work. She didn't go by a rulebook and did a law on her own terms. When it came to going against the grain, Diana wasn't afraid to be totally autonomous, no matter what the press or other royals said. She even picked out her own engagement ring, which now is worn by Kate Middleton. And when it came time for her wedding, she also broke royal tradition by changing the vows so they didn't say she would obey her husband, Prince Charles. She was the first royal bride to have a paying job. When she married Prince Charles in 1981, Diana became the first royal bride to ever have a paying job until becoming engaged to an heir. Diana brought mental health into national conversation. The People's Princess was loved by all, but she dealt with serious mental health issues. Diana said her eating disorder shortly started after she became engaged, and a few months after her wedding she reportedly was having bad thoughts. Diana also noted that while psychiatrists tried to fix her with heavy doses of pills, she knew she could overcome her struggles with quote, time, patience, and adapting. Eventually, post-divorce with a fresh mindset, she was able to quote, soldier on, and the public loved her for it. She helped the young and homeless. Princess Diana became a patron of Centerpoint, which helps the young and homeless off the streets in 1992. She constantly visited shelters, taking her young sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, along. Later, Prince William, her older son, became its patron in 2005. And more recently, Prince William also became a patron of The Passage, another charity for the homeless, whose shelter he visited with his mother as a child in 1993. He even helped in the preparation of food at the shelter by dishing up lunch for the homeless. Lastly, Diana wore the revenge dress first. When Camilla stepped out as the official girlfriend of the Prince of Wales, she wore an outfit which shocked many royal fans. The news about Prince Charles and Camilla's relationship became public in 1994. In light of this, Diana attended a public event dressed in what would become known as a revenge dress. She looked amazing, and many applauded her for taking the news of Charles's affair off the front pages and all the newspapers. The Express noted that Camilla was photographed at London Ritz's hotel in a shoulder-bearing black dress similar to Diana's, and just like Diana, Camilla wore black tights, high heels, and a nearly identical pearl necklace. That night, she and Charles were attending the 50th birthday party of Camilla's sister, Annabelle Elliott. A number of angry fans accused the prince's then-girlfriend of trying to copy his first wife, and might I say, Diana did it better. Sorry, not sorry, Camilla.
Camilla is a copycat. Camilla has bought many items to replicate Princess Diana's own dresses. After Prince Charles had broken up with Princess Diana and had gotten with Camilla, Princess Diana wore a dress with bare shoulders to an outing, as it would never have been allowed previously when she was still a member of the royal family. Shortly after, Camilla wore a very similar dress to a different outing. This has been dubbed the revenge dress. Meghan Markle has shown the public that she has her own style, often wearing new outfits and even breaking royal protocol to present a strong fashion statement. Reason number 9. Meghan Markle is outspoken. Meghan Markle has spoken on multiple occasions and interviews what it's like to live like a royal. Camilla Bowles has always been hush-hush about what happens behind closed doors. Meghan isn't afraid of public opinion, however, and has said some wild stuff about how they treated her while she was a royal, including the underlying racism towards her that she faced. Camilla has always been reserved in talking or addressing the things said to her or anyone else within the castle. Reason number 8. Camilla is a homewrecker. Camilla's first notable appearance in front of the royal family was when she attended Princess Diana and Prince Charles's wedding. She convinced everyone that she was just an old friend of Charles, and when it was later revealed that she was a part of an affair with Prince Charles behind Princess Diana's back. Reason number 7. Meghan is American. Yes, this seems like a weird reason for people to like Meghan over Camilla, but it's a reason for sure. It was brave of Meghan to join the royal family, even for as brief a time as she did. For Americans, it was always a distant wish to become a prince or a princess, but Meghan went out and proved that it's not impossible. Reason number 6. Camilla was married before Prince Charles. It is a big no-go for the British royal family, especially back when Camilla was first introduced to them, for the spouse of a prince to be a divorcee. Camilla was married to a British officer before getting divorced and remarried to Prince Charles. This led to the royal family disapproving of their marriage and her inclusion in the royal family. Despite the family's wishes, however, she joined the royal family anyway. Reason number 5. Meghan knows what it's like to be a commoner. Although Meghan was an actress before she was a royal, before even acting, she worked many part-time jobs. She knows what it's like to get a check and not be able to tell if she can pay her phone bill and other necessities. This is a huge reason people would like Meghan over Camilla, as Camilla was born into a wealthy family, often friends with the royals already. Reason number 4. Camilla is very unpopular. Princess Diana was very popular with young girls and boys alike because of her regality. Camilla, by comparison, is very unliked because of her stealing the prince away from Diana and performing adultery with him. Meghan, on the other hand, is extremely popular. People look to her for style advice, what she's doing, and eating. Meghan is watched by paparazzi constantly and has only had a few slip-ups. Meghan is also unequivocally herself whenever in front of a camera, unlike what some people perceive Camilla as. Reason number 3. Meghan has taken over some responsibility from Queen Elizabeth II herself. When she was still officially a part of the royal family, Meghan actually took on a royal duty that Her Majesty had previously. The duty was to welcome those in the Queen's Young Leaders program to Buckingham Palace in the summer, continuing the role started by the Queen during her lifetime of service to the Commonwealth nations. Reason number 2. Camilla is lazy. Once called England's laziest woman, Camilla would often neglect her royal duties and opt for lazing around the castle or hiding from the public. After the public got word of her affair with Charles and they got married, Camilla took a while to get acclimated to the public hate. She often would miss engagements to hide from the press, which is one thing you just have to deal with as a royal. Her hiding would often result in Prince Charles being forced to make awkward excuses as to why he was attending an engagement alone. Reason number 1. Meghan is a philanthropist and an activist. She would be able to spot and take care of discrimination and misogyny in the royal family and the UK in general, which she has done before and will most likely continue doing in her podcast. She also often gives money to the Archwell Foundation that her and Harry own. Her and Harry have been involved in charity since their wedding. After their wedding, they worked with causes that were close to their hearts. One of these charities being the One Young World and World Vision organization. Thanks for watching!